Hello and welcome to another episode, and welcome to Morecambe Bay on a very dreary and overcast day. But that's good, because today we've come to photograph this old boat which has been stuck in the mud for quite a while now. Now high tide is 2 o'clock, and so we've come here early to capture the boat with water around it. At high tide, at full high tide at 2 o'clock, the full boat will be covered and there'll just be the mast sticking out of the water. So the plan of action is to, as the tide's coming in and starts getting water around it, that's when we'll start taking some photographs and hopefully capture something really good. And it's quite good for it today. There's a little bit of, we could have probably done with a little bit more texture in the sky, but there is some there. And the plan, I'm going to be using a 10-stop, case 10-stop neutral density filter to just try and smooth out everything as much as possible. I mean, today there's not a breath of wind anyway, which is, you know, the sea state is very, very calm, which is very unusual for Morecambe Bay. But with the 10 stopper on, it'll just smooth everything out, and hopefully we'll have a nice, really nice image with just water around the boat, and then everything just disappearing into the sky. It's so murky across there today. You can't even see the distant hills. You can see the very, very lower ones just about, but that doesn't bother me. They're not too prominent in the frame. As for composition, I was tempted to just to bang the boat bang in the middle, but the boat's sort of leaning very, very slightly, and obviously it's facing that way. So I've put the boat in the right hand side of the image, so it looks like it's coming into the image. Not that it's going to be doing much sailing anymore. I think its resting days are definitely here in Morecambe Bay. But yeah, stay with me and let's see what we can capture. One thing I failed to mention before was settings. A lot of people do ask me about images, what my settings were. So today, it's, as you can tell, there's not a lot of light around, so it's quite handy for getting a longer exposure. I'm shooting at f11 at ISO 50. I've got the camera set right down as low as possible, and that was giving me a 30th of a second without the 10 stop. But obviously with the 10 stop, that gives me 30 seconds. So I'm not having to. It's quite good actually, because sometimes when it goes to a minute and everything gets a little bit rushed in these situations, you're not having to mess around with your timer on your phone and what have you. So 30 seconds is ideal. I can just let it run on the camera and just concentrate on the job at hand. But you probably won't be able to pick it up on that little camera what I'm filming, and it's quite a wide angle, so it's pushing things further away. But the water's slowly creeping up towards the boat, so we're slowly getting to the time. It's definitely a welly bob job if you come here. It's absolutely horrible thick mud. Luckily I found a little bit of a hard area to set up on, so, and what I've actually done, I've set up the camera at the van, and then just carried it out and left my camera bag there, because you don't want to be putting your camera bag down on anything around here. It's just you'd end up in a right mess. Well, it's nearly time for, it's nearly time. It's all going to be good. And if you like my video, and if you like any of the content I've started doing, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, send me a message, put something down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'm all up for talking photography and whatever you want to discuss. Always feels a little bit eerie when you come out into Morecambe Bay. You know, when you're like a couple of 100 yards off the beach and you're on this mud, and especially when the tide's coming, it always makes you feel a bit on edge. So you've just got to keep your wits about you. I mean, I'm totally safe where I am, and even if water did come in around me, it'd only be shallow. But you've just got to be so safe when you're at these locations. It's not worth risking your life for an image. Well, we finally got water just starting to lap round the boat. The way it's going, I think it's going to be pretty much around my feet as well by the time it's going to be proper good time for taking the image, but we're just going to have to see. It's so still and calm today. It's just coming in so slowly. When you've got a bit of a wind here, it comes in a little. It tends to. Well, it feels like it tends to come in a little bit quicker. It probably isn't, but it's so quiet today. It's beautiful. Even what's left of the sail isn't even moving. When I come yesterday for a recce, it was a bit windier. They were proper flapping about in wind, which was really nice because it had created a lot of movement in it. But there's nothing today. It's a shame, really, but not a lot we can do about that. Oh, we've definitely got water coming around it now. It's looking good. Looking good. Oh, and another thing I was mentioning when I was on about settings before, these will all be, there'll be only one image. I don't tend to come out and shoot tons of one subject. I tend to sort of fine tune my composition as I go along, and then I just stick with one composition, and 99.9% of the time I just process one image, and they'll be black and white. That's the whole idea of this. The purpose of these is to just be black and white. It might even work in a high key image, this, because it's quite, even though it's very overcast, it's quite bright. But we'll see. We'll see what the files look like when we get back, and we'll go from there and take it from there. But I've just taken the first shot. There's a little bit of water around it there. It just needs to be fill all the bottom at frame. But looking around, it's pin sharp. I think my horizon might be a little bit off. Yeah, I think something's moved. I'll just straighten that up a tad. Not that you can actually, not that it probably matters. The boat's, oh, bloody hell, come on, Lee. The boat's not level, obviously. And the horizon is, just going to refocus just in case. Just slide that back in. You can hardly see the horizon anyway, so I don't think it's going to really. I think it's just all pretty much just all blending into one, which is quite nice actually. I think people call them fine art, don't they? Just black and white image to me. There you go. Each their own. Yeah, it's slowly coming towards me. Just a slight bit of movement now as well in the mast, which hopefully will add a little bit to it. Hey, you can probably see now that water's it's quite flat in this area, right? So once it's sort of got onto there, it's sort of starting to, it looks like it's sort of racing in a little bit more now, which is perfect because we can grab the shot. Once the water's up to this gravelly area, that's my composition doesn't start much further, so the whole bottom of the frame will be full of water. But then there's no point staying and just taking shot after shot after shot. I'm just going to grab the shot and then head back to safety. But yeah, it's all coming to. Having fun. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You can hear all the scooters going past. All the Lambrettas and Vespers. What a sound, eh? Right, last shot is just taking place. It's coming in now, and I don't want to be hanging around really. You'd have got a horrible lot of sticky, horrible mud to get across. I don't really want the water on it while I'm walking across it, so this is the last exposure, and then I'm going to head for safety. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like the image at the end of the video. Subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment. But until next time, stay safe and see you soon.